Hey everybody, Randy here with Stay Broke Business Consulting. Welcome to day 56 of building $1 million business in 1 year. And we're going to go back under the house and see if we can get this leak fixed the right way. Get back under here again, see how bad it is. Hey, there's my other flashlight I was missing. They don't make this stuff for big guys, that's for sure. Alright, I'm going to cut the water off, drain all the water, pull this whole section out, take it outside where I can actually work a little easier. Back to the box, shut the water pump off in both water heaters. Okay. I haven't used this kind before. Let's see if that help us get those shark bites back off. Here's the normal one. See what works. Got a duct full of water. Every time I get in here, I bump it. It starts peeing on me again. So we're back to this same piece. I gotta take out those two shark bites there. The whole issue is there's not enough room between this fitting and this valve to be able to get everything seated in right. So it's not seating into the gasket in there, and it disconnects back here. So if I just pop all those off, I should be good to go. Okay. Alright, I got the whole piece out. Back out again and sweat this piece together. I'm being lazy. I didn't measure anything. So pretty much it needs to go out that way a little bit, and this thing needs to shift back this way. That way there's enough pipe sticking out of here that I can make adjustments, and then I'll trim everything up once I get inside. I just gotta get everything together first. So I might heat it up toward the back of it and draw that solder into it. There's the old one, here's the new one. I left a little extra on all the sides so that I can kind of adjust it to what I need once we get in there. Lots to do. I procrastinated as long as I could today, and now I gotta hurry up and get it all done. Let's try and turn it on. All right, I think we finally got it. You'll see that. So I had to add a piece on here and a coupling. I couldn't get that little piece out. Oh, come on. No, I'm done. I forgot to record the last part where I put the dehumidifier in. I have a commercial one. So I'm able to put that under there. That'll dry a lot of stuff out. Then I'm gonna have to go back under in a couple days and check to see how everything's drying. Normally you want to pull all the insulation out. All that duct work that got waterlogged needs replaced. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that just needs taken care of. So we just got here. It's Sunday, time for Sunday dinner, family time. So I'm gonna hang out with them. All right, we got burgers and chicken frisoni. I talk a lot about the advantages that we have with starting a new company, you know, having an office, having a staff, having all these advantages that we already have. But, you know, I don't talk about the sacrifices really. So we can hit on one right now. You know, I'm still working on painting a full financial picture for y'all. So one of the things is we have a house that we used to live in, and it's for sale, and we haven't lived there in over a year, and it wasn't for sale the whole time. We were waiting for the market to turn back when it took a slump, and then we put it up, tried selling it ourselves, and now we have a realtor trying to sell it for us. And you know, I might have messed around a little too much, and now the market's slowed down a bit again, and we're sitting on this house. So we have a lot of money tied up in that. That's what's holding us back from moving forward on building our new house here. And some of the other things we're trying to do, I also have a commercial property that we purchased, and like, I got a good deal on it, but I do these owner finance deals. It's how I buy a lot of my stuff. I call it creative finance, I guess. But when I do that, I make sure that I'm paying a significant amount of money on the properties each month to make sure I'm getting paid off quick, or I set myself up good for refinance. So, you know, we have a commercial property right now that we pay, I think, $8,000 a month on, which means we've had it a few years and it's over halfway paid off, so that's good. But at the same time, it's just money coming out every month. We have our 2 mortgages, which is one of the reasons that, you know, I talked about a couple videos ago where we struggled to pay our bills some months, and that's the reason why, because we're paying 2 full mortgages. We'll get that money back out whenever we sell the house. So I'm grateful that we're in a position where we don't have to rush into anything, don't have to hurry up and sell it. But at the same time, it's a burden paying both mortgages, paying for that commercial property, paying rent on our office property, paying all these bills that we have every month. Makes things difficult, so we got to be strategic. And Zoe just came and visited. She moved a few videos ago, and she's used to be about 45 minutes away. Now she's about 30 minutes away, but we still haven't got to see her a whole lot. She's constantly training, trying to be the best at her sport, which is jiu-jitsu. And you know, she came to the mountain trip with us, but she came a day late because of work, and she left a little early. So I was so preoccupied trying to make sure everybody is where they needed to be and everybody was fed and all the other things I had to do that we didn't get to see her a lot there. So she came out tonight to hang out with us for a little bit, but here in a couple days she's going to Las Vegas for Jiu-Jitsu Con with the IBJJF, where she'll be competing. And this is one of mine and my wife's favorite contests to go to, tournaments to go to, because at the same time they're having Masters Worlds, which is all the best people from around the country that are, or from around the world that are over 30. So there's a lot of really good competition going on, but at the same time, it's in Vegas, and that's kind of our yearly getaway. We get to go there, have fun. It's expensive trip because the reason we're there is sponsorship related, and we do some other stuff while we're there, but not all of it's expensive. And this year we've decided not to go because the last month and a half have been so crammed full, we haven't had a minute to breathe. And the other problem with it is it's every year it's the first week of school, so we'll be here for the first couple days, and then we miss the rest of the first week of school for the rest of our kids. And that's always hard, but luckily we have an amazing babysitter that shows up and handles it every year. Last year we didn't get to go because Zoe broke her foot and had to have emergency surgery while she was preparing for the competition. So that changed things last year. This year we were all ready to go, but with this new business venture I've gotten into, it's not that we can't afford it now, but what if something goes wrong? Like, I can't justify spending the extra money right now when we don't know what next month or 2 months, 3 months, 5 months is going to look like. So this is, you know, one of the sacrifices that we make. It's something that we look forward to all year long, and we're not going. Could we go? Absolutely. But then I don't want to be in a situation where something goes wrong in the next month or two and we're like, God, I knew we shouldn't have went to Vegas. You know, like, that's not the situation I try to put us in. We've been there, done that, played those games. So now we try to be proactive, making sure that when things are a little tighter, we have some extra expenses, that we're not indulging in the extras, especially when it's just for her and I. which time for her and I when we have 5 kids is super important, but it's not like it's a family thing. It's not a work thing. We could just as easily go stay a couple nights in Raleigh at our favorite hotel and get away, which is what we usually do when it's been a while since we've spent time together, or like, you know, alone time together, and have had a chance to get away a little bit. We'll go just downtown to Raleigh, stay 1 or 2 nights in a hotel that we really like, and have our babysitter come hang out with the kids. Like, that's still an option, but paying for flights and hotels and then all the stuff we do over there, it just doesn't make sense right now. So that's just part of it. That's part of being willing to do these things. And that's where I gotta, you know, love that my wife is my wife, because she puts up with this stuff. You know, we talked about buying a house at the lake years ago, and we were looking at houses, getting ready to do it, and then I started a new business, and that meant we didn't have that extra money to put out at the time, so we backed off of it. And throughout the last few years, we've kind of looked at houses again and thought about it, but it seems like every time we get ready to do something extra for ourselves or our family, I either start or invest in another business, and then that takes that freed up capital and does away with it. So there's the good sides and the bad sides. Like, I don't do it without talking to her, but at the same time, she understands that something that I've always told her, like, she's killing it in her career. And I've always told her that, like, you're busting your butt to pay for now, and I'm busting my butt to pay for later, right? So she's working to make sure that our bills are paid, that we're not in a bad situation today. And I'm working to make sure that if our kids want to go to college, I can pay for that. Whenever it's time for us to retire and we got to figure out health care, I can pay for that. Like, that's how we've kind of divided it up, and we continue to communicate on that stuff. Doesn't always mean it's easy. Like, would we like to be in Vegas next weekend? 100%. Sounds like a great getaway, especially with as crazy as things have been. But things are really picking up at work too, and that's the other side of it. We just released our first interview. Our social media is really on the uptick. We have other interviews that we're lining up and scheduling out. We have all this stuff going on. Like, why would I walk away right now? Even if it's just for 4 or 5 days, like, that can make a huge difference. And my team is relying on me to build this new thing. And if I'm just like in the middle of it, like, oh, I can get away for a few days, how long are they going to keep that faith if I just keep taking care of myself and not making sure they're taken care of? I got to make sure I have that trust and make sure they're staying motivated. It's hard to stay motivated when you're like, oh, I got to show up to the office today, but my boss is in Las Vegas spending money and having a good time. Like, that's things that I think about, that I have to think about with every decision I make. So, not an exciting day in the Kerr household. Exciting for me because Sunday's the best with family time, but we're just going to go back to the grind on Monday and see how far we can push this thing. We get a little momentum going, we got to keep it going. So going out of town right now is not an option. We're going to stay, keep trying to entertain you guys. Make sure you don't miss anything. Like, follow, subscribe. And as always, stay broke.